Hi, everybody. We're going to have some fun today. Are you ready to create a new reality? Of course you are. This is where you come here, is to create new realities. Oh my gosh. Because this is what the excitement is all about. I want to take you back. This expression of our offering today is the true excitement of who we are, to feel into the love and the epicenter of excitement that's eternal, that's infinite. That is what creates the excitement and the pulsations of who you are as a being of light, of who you choose to be as a being of light, of how you choose to step out of the old and step into the new and hop and skip and dance, and however it is that you so choose to create a reality just for you. And we will never stop, ever, ever, ever stop reminding you and allowing you to step into your own remembrance of who you are as light, of who you are as the divinity of Source. And Source is the experience of focus and intention and allowance for you to be your highest and your best, micro, macro. And we are learning that and remembering that as we are spirit creating matter. And we are allowing ourselves to really let go of, through reflection, through remembrance of, is this really a story I want to be in, or can I remember myself into something beautiful and great? Because as divine, perfect children, we've come with the vibrational stories that we've talked about so often that matter, because it's a part of our soul's blueprint to clear and cleanse the way, to clear and cleanse the experience of outdated beliefs, limiting beliefs, fearful beliefs, controlling beliefs, and so on and so forth for many lineages, like thousands of years. What we're doing is so profound. And to create the daily self-care, so allowing yourself time for the reflection and refinement of who you choose to be. That reflection is, what have I gone through? How can I celebrate what I've gone through? How do I step into this new version of me that I really choose to explore and allow in the grander way? The allowance is that part of a frequency vibration that is unconditional trust, unconditional surrender, and the allowance of your expansiveness in all that it can be in any one moment. That is Source living through you. Through your permission. I give myself permission to be my most expansive, and Source is right there with you. The seen and the unseen and beyond and what is beyond. Within the what is created as matter, there is so much more. There's so much more in the unseen, in the in-between. And that is the exploration. That is the journey. The understanding, the inner standing of who we are, becoming ever expansive, ever expansive, ever expanding, doing that daily reflection and refinement to say, I came out of that story and I'm going to create this now because I've learned this, this, and this, and I choose to release that story. I'm going to transmute that story. And the excitement and the remembrance of who you are is what actually creates your reality, your vibration of the remembrance of your divinity. And every moment we're harmonizing a new remembrance. We're harmonizing either a fragment that's coming forward, a vibrational story that is in our field that allows us to honor, accept it, and allow it to be part of our greater field, so that we're constantly refining and we're constantly enveloping the new expansiveness of who we are. Regardless of what vibration is coming before you, because remember, as your mastery expands and grows and envelopes itself in new moments of excitement, because your soul will want you to. Your soul will want you to be excited about everything before you. Oftentimes that's hard to feel. You know, when you're facing something, it's just like, are you kidding me? We've dealt with this a zillion times. Are you kidding me? So understanding that whatever comes before you, to see it, perceive it, and feel into it in a new way, that changes the vibration of it. To perceive it from that faithful exploration of excitement, that faithful exploration of excitement. You know that Source has it before you for a reason, that you've created it as you're expanding and surrendering into. When you surrender, you expand. When you're surrendering and expanding into whatever it is before you as the excitement of something new, you create it as something new. As you perceive it, so it is. As you know it, so it is. Healing thine name. I know that I am healing thine name as I choose to perceive myself anew. I am far grander than I thought. All that I exist within is far grander than I thought, and I am pure love in all that I am. Beyond what thought is, because that is spirit. Beyond what thought is. Spirit is the one that inspires thought. Spirit is the one that brings in new thought. Spirit is the one that expands and refines thought to be clearer thought, to be more clairaudient in thought, to be more clair-knowing in thought, clairsentient in thought. Harmonizing with greater spiritual thought, higher intelligence, the higher mind. And in that, that's really something to get excited about. And it takes us in training those higher vibrational pretendings and those musings and those imaginings as the sacred child. When we are harmonized in the knowing that mother and father are always with us, the harmonization, the mother and the father always harmonizing with us. We're breathing in that harmonization. We understand the pillar of light calls in all light codes and feeding all chakras. And breathing up and calling down and grounding and anchoring our light to Gaia. We're breathing up the mother and the father. Loving our body, Healing all that we are, calling anything forward that needs to be acknowledged, that needs to be accepted and honored, because everything before me is a vibrational excitement. Who am I? Who am I? How can I alchemize this? How can I love this? How can I honor this? This is a really exciting journey. I want to create a new reality through my excitement. How exciting would a reality be if you created you as an exciting vibrational journey? You get to choose. Do I want to be sullen? Do I want to be sad? Do I want to be lonely and left out? Or do I want to feel excited about who I am and therefore calling that into my experience? And all of that is your internal shift of who you are. There is a world and a universe and an omnipresent within you that is constantly, if you so choose, to harmonize and vibrate it into clarity. Vibrate who you are into clarity. Call it forward as the soul. Call it forward as the higher self, to clarify and cleanse all that you are, so that you begin to feel that harmonization of the mother and the father, the will of who I choose to be, the absolute knowing of my highest intellect, always harmonizing to higher intellect as me. All that I ever need is from within, and I expand that within, and I can surrender into it deeper and deeper. There's no need for the ego mind to say, go here, go there, go there. No, just surrender into spirit. Spirit will show you. Spirit will guide you. Spirit knows what's on your path 10 steps forward. 10 steps forward, backwards, and all sides around, and say, you want to go here, Joanna? You want to do that over there, Joanna? You want to go over here? Your spirit's all constantly guiding you, but are you surrendering to it? Or is the ego mind saying, no, you got to stay within this confined system, which is okay. It's still a choice. But there will be a point, and this is what the awakening of the summer is. The awakening of the summer is that the consciousness awakening for the collective is those that have not yet awakened. Why did we manifest the experiences that we have from all histories, from all personal perspectives? Because everyone will have a unique personal perspective based on what they've come to heal and clear and to explore. Remember, it's a beautiful exploration and exciting journey to explore who you are. When you reflect upon it in excitement. Wow, I did that. Are you kidding me? Wow, I've gone through so much. I'm so proud of myself that I alchemized that. And I'm so much more in love with who I am because of it. I mean, look at how much I've grown. I can see all the angles that I've seen things from, and I've perceived myself anew from, and I can come forward and create myself anew. Nothing's going to stop me from being placed in a box and say, no, you must look like this and be like this and say this. No. I can create myself anew in every moment. And that's the exciting journey that we're meant to be on. And that is the profundity of reflection, because you allow yourself that simultaneous now moment of your healing through journaling, your healing through your recognition, your healing through your acknowledgement of how powerful you are as a creator. I manifested those story experiences to help heal my collective and my ancestors, and I get to step out of it now because I'm far grander than this. I'm far more expansive, and I want to experience that reality that is so expansive. I want to create the knowingness and the nurturance that all of my love and all that I will ever need is from within. And for thousands of years, we have been trained and entrained to vibrationally fit within smaller confined boxes of fear, limitation, and greed. Controlling systems that limit us in every way. The cells and all that we are as light consciousness require light. Light begets light, becomes ever expansive. Remembering all the activations that turn on are because of the light that you're exploring and seeking within thyself. Knowing yourself as spirit in every way. Every cell, all that you are on all realms in any way, in all matter is spirit. Through the varying forms of matter that you choose to take on for the expression of the all soul. To call that soul forward and to be with you in all moments, to be exciting to create with you, to remember who you are in new moments, to reflect upon who you are in all moments of excitement, to recreate the past through excitement, to recreate this now in excitement. That, my friends, is what creates. Your vibration now, your vibration now, your vibration now, you create. And wouldn't you want to be in the creational experience of receivership when you're from an experience of excitement? Don't we all? I'm taking you back to the days, dear lighted ones, those of you that want to challenge yourself and date yourself in the beautiful, most exciting way that you can. I remember when we were little, and I had a very beautiful best friend, and we used to just get our Barbies together and get together and play, and we would create these beautiful imaginary worlds, and we would just say, call on the phone and say, bring your top 5 Barbies and your basket of Barbie stuff that we would often talk about what our Barbies would do in these beautiful pretend places, in these pretend worlds, and I'll meet you in my backyard. And we would gather our Barbie stuff, and we would gather our little juice, and we would go and sit in the backyard and just get on the blanket and just play pretend and play imagining. We're in that space right now, dear lighted ones, where we are at the place where we have gone through so much as individuals and as souls that are awakening. We're remembering that why is nothing in the experience that I am right now allowing me to feel fulfilled in the way that I absolutely think I can and know I can, otherwise I wouldn't be questioning it. Is this really the life that I want to live? Is this really the routine and the mundaneness that I think is all that is? When you start asking yourself those questions, you're stepping out of what was. And every moment that you step on that remember, everything is a now experience. Now, it's all now. Past is now. Past is now. Now I choose to be something new because I absolutely know there's more to me than I thought. There's more outside and inside and within all that is, because that's source speaking to me. The source outside is being activated because of the light that we're all being bathed with, because of the light that is being activated within you. We are all upon this beautiful blanket upon this planet to reawaken who we are in symbiosis of all that is light and love. The in, the out that is all around us, it is activating the light within and without. Light begets light begets light. Joy begets joy. Excitement begets excitement. It's all that vibration of who you are as the vibration of it. Micro, macros, the disease cells and the healthy cells. The healthy cells are healthy because you're bathing and intending and training it to be healthy and light and loving. Treating them and nourishing them and honoring them, bathing them and blessing them. No different than the one that is diseased and ill. It will then make the other cells around it diseased and ill. So one has to choose. Am I stepping out of something that is diseased and ill, lacking and in less than, in density and in fear and in programming that doesn't serve me? Because where your attention goes is what you create. So what they offered to me yesterday is this beautiful excitement of how we get to be ourselves in every new moment and really soak it for all it's worth. Get excited about it. Be that pretender of your best friends, whether they were little cars that you would playing with, and you would create and you would call in these imaginings, and your inspiration was just your creativity and your imagination was just infinite. And you can create worlds, and the Barbies would be climbing rocks and they would be going on adventures and camping trips. This is us now. So imagine and dream. Where is your reality? Where is your excitement within that reality? How do you create your exciting reality? What does it feel like? Does it feel fresh? Does it feel new? Does the water feel clean? Does it look clean? Does it taste clean? Is it allowing your body to be even nourished in greater light? Because greater high vibrational water allows your higher vibrational water bodies within to connect with higher crystalline energy of the Christ consciousness through the holy light. That is the bathing of the codes and sacred geometry and sacred song that is the Christ consciousness through all creation of light programs. So imagine, infinite imagining. We get shut off because we're in routines of being shut off. The moment that we get here, we are entrained to look outside of us for all things. We look outside of us for our mothers to care for us and nourish us and honor us. And most often than not, most come within dysfunctional families of less than and lack, because we're healing generations and eons of always looking outside of ourselves. It's just the way that the psyche and the ego works. We're now being entrained to awaken in that. The sovereignty and the collective commandmentship is within. Our collective has created something to allow us to go within. And why did we manifest what we did? At a collective level. And isn't it ironic that that social distancing is the exact reason why we created it? To create and look at and to perceive into and to reflect upon and the refinement of oneness. It's no different to what we create on the individual level. I choose to create the perfection and the remembrance of who I am as excitement. Why not? Why wouldn't I choose something even more grand, the infinite, the eternal? Because there's words in how we are going and where we are going, dear lighted ones, we don't have words for. They're vibrations of bliss and joy. Those are just the words we have, but it's far better than that. It's far grander than that. Source. When you absolutely know you're in a moment that you cannot define and describe, you absolutely know you are one with source. You absolutely know that you're harmonizing with your higher self and all that is. Light and joy. As you activate it and say, no, I choose this, I choose this, I choose this, I choose this. My choice in and of itself creates that reality. That portal, that door, that stepping into the playground absolutely does, make no mistake about it. So what vibration? And in this example of excitement to choose who you are, this example of excitingness for you and being the all of you that's coming forward, the soul of you. When you call your soul forward every day, it's a brand new segment and aspect of you. And any moment that you have the exciting experiences before you, you get to choose vibrationally what feels good for you to tap into and explore. And source is with you, teams are with you, everybody's with you to explore that vibration. And you will know by how you feel within. That's why that inner guidance, that inner sovereignty, that inner clarity, that inner confidence of who you are will be all that you need. And continuing to clarify, continuing to reach up, continuing to call in greater light, continuing to master the vibrational energies and the vortices of the information and intelligence held within all that you are. Every vibrational field, every vibrational level, clarify it, clear it, and honor who you are as light, and be this emanation of love, be this emanation of softness and gentleness and the excitement within it, because that's how you create. or stepping within the mundane and retrieving all of the same energies, the same cycles, the same routines, the same experiences, and there's no judgment on it. However, they showed me yesterday that it's so very simple in how creation is really created, and we're going to give you in a micro macro. Source is, and our experience of who we are in alignment with Source is the excitement and the joy of us simply exploring reality. Source is so focused on the love of us, to gift us, to honor us, to bless us, just to explore reality and all that we are. We are gifted with all that is. That's Source's gift to us. And as we honor the many blessings of the law of one and the universal laws, we are ever blessed and gifted with more exploratory experiences. You're always gifted the exploratory experiences. It just depends on, what side of the spectrum you want to explore, because there's infinite shades of gray on all areas. And it's the growth of the soul. The soul wants that. But your free will of choice is honoring the right use of will. I'm honoring my right use of will, and all others. Their paths are their paths to explore. And not one person is to hinder another on their path, to block it, to suppress it, to squash it, to fill it with fear and greed, so that their paths are obstructed or not obstructed, whatever the intentions are of some that choose to work in those experiences. It's all the growth of the soul. But any of those experiences in any facet of any experience will always come back. Always. And that's up to Source and the soul and the karma board to discern that. But you get to choose, when you see and you're discerning those experiences, you get to choose to step right out of that, because in those of us that are light workers, those of us that are empaths, those of us that are caretakers of all other people, we're the ambassadors of the people. We're the ambassadors to awaken. We're the ambassadors of inspiration to bring those higher vibrational wisdoms through to the collective, to those that so desire. That there is the most purest, simplest way to move, and that is within the sovereignty of your Christhood, the sovereignty of who you are, Source. Because it is in your free will, it is in your choice, it is in your sovereignty to say, I can imagine the reality that is right for me. Because I absolutely know I was born with great gifts, I was born with great skills, I am the daughter of God, and I am here to speak the wisdoms of the Christ. It's my sacred tongue. It's my gift to do so. It's my gift to bring my gifts forward to help others honor their gifts and say, wow, I have gifts too. As Master Jesus said, you're only example of one template of light, of one vessel of light, that here to inspire and show all others as you freely express yours. That is the blessing of the Christ. That is the blessing of all that is within you. To say, my cells are working, make no mistake about it. My cells absolutely know when I'm turned on. That is light, that is light, that is light. And I get to choose the vibrational reality that I want to dance within. Where you place the intention and your focus is the reality that you create. And why often sometimes we all know, it's so very hard when we're coming from those experiences of karma where those cycles just continue to vibrate in a cyclical pattern. They're patterns of behavior, patterns of energies through the stories through which you both run similar patterns. And it seems really, really challenging. Many of the emails and many of the private sessions that I have are those that are trying to break the patterns of deep karmic entrenchment. Because we're talking thousands of years, and also timelines on other planets, where you just played similar roles. Ascension and coming forward in a new body, even if you're with same soul partners, other soul partners, karmic energies, is because you absolutely knew within yourselves that you were spark one another. Step out of it. One of us has to step out of it to inspire the other to step out of it, and so on and so forth. So too does a collective. If you're staying within stagnant situations, or if you are succumbing to the vibrations of others that do not want you to move forward, or damn you, or squash you, or want you to dim your light, then you are continuing in those vibrational patterns, and those cycles don't get broken. And you're just adding to that creational reality, because that's where your focus and intention is. You can still have the minor intention to create something new, but it won't be as adding it with your focus and your intention and directing your energy. I'm directing my energy into this exciting new experience, just as if we're sitting on the grass playing Barbies. We're directing all of our imagination. We're directing all of our joy. We're directing all of our fun. We're directing all of the imaginations that simultaneously we're coming up with similar ideas to help our Barbies have a more exciting time, because it's not the Barbies, it's us. We're placing ourselves within this experience of this new reality that's just here. It's the land of the Barbies. It's the land of the little cars we used to play with in the ditch when we were digging tunnels for our little cars to go in and out of, and niggling them in and out of the trees and the sticks and the branches, and we would create little worlds for them. That's our world. We're imagining our world. So how are we imagining it? What place of vibration are we imagining it from? Where are we directing our energy? And why it's so important that discerning for thyself, healing of thine name. Healing of thine name is that metaphor that I was given from the heavens, and you can use it however you choose and however it feels for you, because we're simply offering the vibrations of the Christ. And you get to put it in within your reality, which is what we want of you and ask of you, is that anything that is offered is a multidimensional story of codes and light. And we get really excited about it because that's what we're creating from. But take what is ever is offered and feel into it. And feel into the many lessons and the many codes and the many stories and metaphors that are there just for you. Because your team will align you with something. When we start journaling, your team will say, hey, this is what that meant for you. This is what you can go deeper and think about it, reflect, respect it. That's the honor you have for you. Knowing that you're so vast, don't just take what we say, feel into it. How do you feel in that discerning? No different than in your reality of old. You're stepping out of what is and honor it and respect it, all of it. All of it. You needed every point of it to build up that catalytic power to say, no, I choose something different. It was all needed. I bless it all. I bless everyone within it. I honor you so much for being a part of that story with me, for being those co-creators and those characters in my Barbie land. Because now I want to choose a Barbie land that's like this now. And I get to choose through my free will. I'm going to prepare my body for greater light. I'm going to prepare my mind and my intelligence for greater light. And I'm going to create through the expression and through the intelligence and through the excitement of who I am. And my guides will guide me. Guides, call in what I'm excited to explore. Call in those vibrations. Call in those beings. Call in those light workers. Call in those ones that will absolutely feed off the energy, and we will feed in one another's energy to create something greater and something new. And they were showing me that from all of the thousands of years that we've been here, we've been rotating and routining and patterning ourselves within vibrational stories. But now we have the higher consciousness perspective. We can lift ourselves out of the forest, if you will, and see everything for what it is. And see that just as if you're looking at the stargazing. If you were right up close to a star, you couldn't see the whole experience of the sky. That's the benevolence of who you can choose to be and see yourself as, and filter what is going on around you. We say filter so that you can understand in a moment. Just as if you're creating the Barbie land, right? If you were Barbie just sitting in Barbie, you wouldn't see Barbie that you're having the bigger expression of you, the higher self of you, saying, no, Barbie wants to do this, this, and this. There's so much going on. That's the higher self Barbie. Or the car that's creating Cars Land, whatever it is that you want to create in your Cars Land. And so the experience of your higher self is saying there's so much more for you to look at. Step outside of this one little story that's taking up all of your focus, all of your attention, all of your light. You're directing all of your energy to try and fix one problem because there's so many people entangled and entrenched within it. What happens if you just turn your experience in your direction of focus right here? And you just breathe. I'm going to ground here now because all of my presence, I'm calling back all my light. I call in all of my energy. I call back all worry and all energies I've ever given out. Return to me now, and I'm going to create it from the highest maximum capacity of light that I am, because I get to command my consciousness. My commandment and my consciousness is of thyself, thy name. I'm healing thy name because I get to choose what my name is, who my name is, and what vibration I am. I get to heal it through the choosing of anew, through the free will of anew, through the commandmentship and the sovereignty of anew. I'm healing all thy name of all stories I've ever been collected in. I'm reclaiming my light, reclaiming my intention and power, taking it out of those stories that create karmically, and I'm going to choose to focus and intend something new through excitement, through joy of knowing that there's an infinite Barbie land, infinite creator land in all things. But I must see and choose to see and feel myself as the exciting higher self that says, there is so much that Source wants you to experience. Can you surrender to me in just a moment of excitement and joy to create? And there will be those moments of, hesitation and fear where the ego says, but what about this story that keeps pulling on you? And you can send them light from afar, and you can appreciate them, and they can still be a part of, again, the many mansions where the doors are there and they're closed. You understand, you can feel it and hear it going on in the peripheral, but you don't have to place your intention and your direction there. Because otherwise you never get out to see the world that's right there. And again, seeing it from a distance and seeing it from afar. You want to be able to see the whole sky, not just one star staring right in front of you. That's what the experience of density is all about. And we've entrained ourselves in these dense stories, these dense patterns. And children, because we're rarely taught to ask questions and rarely taught to go back within to the genius within. What do you feel? How do you feel? What is your thought? What is your choosing? What does your free will and sovereignty say about who you are? We're not taught that. And so in all of these entrained steep stories, that's what dimensional expression is. The dimensional experience is density. It's compact, dense. Compact density. That is the experience of dimension. As you bathe it with more light and you create in more light and you're freeing up yourself in more light, it feels better. It's all light. It's not so compact and stressed. And that's why when you're in those type of karmic stories and you're feeling those densities and those frustrating cyclical patterns of density and lack of restriction, or a restriction, lack of self-expression, lack of knowing who you are and expressing who you are and loving who you are and choosing who you are, they compact and they bring illness to the cells because there is no air and flow and spirit to bathe and cleanse it all. And that's why your organs just feel really clenched. When you do 3 or 4 or 5 full body breaths, lifting your shoulders up, fill up the cavity, fill all of you up with light, and just let it go and shake it. You'll just know within 3 breaths, you'll notice your belly should be loose and jiggly. That's how it should feel. Then you know that that density has been released. And then you might burp and you will have gas to release the densities that are stuck there from projections and anything that you're going through your day, that you're still working in those stories, but you're bathing it with light, you're honoring it, you're accepting it, no judgment. But it feels compact and dense. It's hard to move. There we go, just clearing. You're choosing to live in excitement. You're choosing to call in greater light. You're choosing to live in the excitement of light of who you are. Wow, there's a whole new playground that just opened up. And there's people everywhere playing in their own creative experience and their own creative imaginings. And our creative imaginings are threading with one another for a very new creative template. And it's flowing through breath. And it's understanding that breath is the inspirator. It's understanding that our intention and our focus and where we direct our energy to goodness and to kindness and to greater good is creating a whole new reality. So discern throughout your day, subtly, it's very subtle, where do you put your focus? And where are you attending it? And really be okay to step away and say, that's not my focus today. My focus is today on peace and wellness for my body. And I'm going to choose to place myself and create experiences for health of my body. And it's no more important right now where we're putting our intentions and our focus of that intention. You don't have to do it all day long because that's not manifestation. You must surrender and live flow to the source. It just wants to bring you things and just receive it and allow. Right now, it's so important to just receive and allow. Just allow source to bathe you. You've done all of your intending. You've aligned with the higher self of who you are each day. So just allow the beauty and the excitement of who you are to come forward. And be okay to step aside and just put all of the peripheral stories that are in density and in trauma and drama, and just to say that's an experience, but I choose to direct and focus here because this is the timeline I want to create. It's beautiful and it's colorful and it feels really, really, really good. And at first, you might have to, we just want to go back there wanting to say something about dimensional experience. So your dimensional experience is how you create in light. So if there is little light and it's packed with dense of fears and subjugations and dense patterns, never stepping out to give yourselves greater light, never stepping out to give yourselves greater play, never stepping out to go within and get your direction from within. You're placing all that you see and all of your happiness outside of you. Well, the governments must know what I'm doing. I'm giving my power away there. And my schooling and education must know what I'm doing there. And I'm going to give my power away here. I'm going to put my focus there on the news. All little bits and pieces of you are everywhere. And why most often than not, everyone walks around feeling so exhausted because they don't know that everything is energy. Where you're placing little soul fragments of you is everywhere. So spend throughout your day, 3 or 4 times a day, recollecting all that you are. All thought forms, all energies return to me now that are mine, that are the blessedness of who I am. And I'm calling back all my consciousness that is divine and sacred from my soul, my higher self and my soul, and all the angels and all the teams are helping me reclaim all of my power because I want to create with all my power. I call in all of my beautiful conscious power of source creator, the source Christ consciousness. That's who I am. And I choose to create within the epicenter of me. Breathe with Gaia, center. Call in the codes from the heavens, center. I'm calling in light. I'm receiving light because that's what my cells know to do. When I say cells turn on, we're entraining our higher light. We're entraining our higher capacity to inspire, to imagine, and to create with excitement. I'm creating in my full power, and I choose out of my free will and sovereignty to create and take myself out of the dramas and the smoke and mirrors and the fog and the red tape because they're illusions. They're illusions that we thought we had to give our power away and our energy away to when it just kept muffling up and just continuing same patterns of density. But now I'm creating from the allness of who I am, from the Godhead of who I am. This now moment is so powerful, and I get to choose to create and call in those of divine equal fairness and joy and honor and creativity and excitement and fancifulness and whimsical experience to create with Gaia, to be with Gaia, to hear Gaia, to create the fascination of life again. You are a vessel of fascination. Source loves you so much so that there is always an intention of love and excitement for you. That's Source's intention for you. Remember, from here to the highest creation to the outest creation of omnipresence, you always have higher vibrational aspects of you that are constantly sending you light, directing light, focusing on light for you. That light expands the evolution of all that is. However, we've been shown and trained in lower vibrational experiences and dense vibrational experiences that light has not gotten into the capacity of our remembrance of who we are. It's not fascinating because we're all so caught up with putting our attention in TV shows, aggression, drama. Look at everything outside of yourself. Go to answers outside of yourself. Everything outside of yourself will have your answer. No, I'm reclaiming my power to be fully me. That's a powerful choice of creatorhood. The moment you choose through free will. Wow, I'm so powerful. I'm like beaming in light. My heart chakra is just beaming light right now. My heart chakra is beaming rainbows, and every little shadow energy that comes forward to face me, I get to say, you're a rainbow now, because I get to call you who you are, because I get to see, I get to create, I get to choose, and I choose to step out of patterns of density. I choose to step into patterns of light, vibrancy, vibraciousness. I get to choose. There will be words, there will be experiences, there will be things in the unknown, and that's exciting. We're meant to be into the unknown. We are meant to be exploratory and in very deep gratitude for that. Because that gratitude is the opening of those cells, is the opening of the hearts, is the opening of the chakras for greater exploration and expression. Therefore, your greater experience. And the dimensional reality that you experience is no longer dense. It's just free flowing and exciting. Of course, you're not going to say, all hours of your day being in excited mode, but when you're first thing in your morning, you've done your clearing, then you go into that creational mode of I'm going to create and pull back all of my energy, all of my intention, and all of my focus, because right now I want to create my reality the way I want to, and it will be Barbie land and then some. Because you're creating with Barbie land and then some, with all of the angels, the archangels, the councils of light, and all the programs of light that say the potential for Earth, you have no idea what the potential of Earth is. To see colors you've never even seen before, to have animals and beings and consciousness to come out of the woodwork that has been waiting in the grids of Gaia to come forward and play with us for the highest capacity of consciousness on this planet ever, the highest diversity of on and off world contact ever. Is that not what we would want? These are all explorations, and muse about it, ponder it, journal it. Where are your fears? Where are the patterns of entrainment that keep you steeped in fear and lack of and less than? You are very valuable here, dear lighted ones. And we say that with great pause and great honor. And I will look at you as close as I absolutely can. You are held in the highest of honor. You are dearly loved. Never, ever, ever, ever forget how important you are. You're meant to be very, 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 very held high. Hold yourself high. Hold yourself in the highest honor of who you are as source, who you are as spirit. Create as the imagining, as the incredible excitement of who you are. Who are you? Get excited about you. When you say your name, do you say it with excitement? When you walk, do you walk with excitement? When you play with your children, do you play with excitement and joy and honor to know that you are transferring exciting energies to them as opposed to dense patterns of fear? Better watch out for this, better watch out for that, better watch out for this. And then the children, by the age of 10, they forget directing themselves of their own health. And they start thinking that their health is held outside of themselves. Their health of their consciousness is held outside of themselves. And now they're afraid of everything. Is that what you want? We don't want that. That's why we created what we did. We have the absolute consciousness to know that our bodies and our health is under our commandmentship. How can we direct it? How can we wake it up? How can we say most of these systems we don't even need? We gave our power away to say that you know better than me for me. No. We are divine commanders of light, and I am the healer of thine name. You are the healer of your thine name. What do you need to heal? How much power have you given away? And that's okay, own it. I gave my power away when that person said they knew more than me. And I gave up my dream. I gave up my lifetime experience of wanting to know and explore and be my best. Well, you don't have to. You can say, I choose to claim that back now. Because remember, the past is right now. So heal it. You are not your environment. You are the light within it. You are not your past. You are the wisdom of it. So claim it now. I claim the wisdom within that story, and I'm going to claim all of my power. Call on Archangel Michael and all of your karmic board and all of your ancestors to be with you in this sacred ceremony. We've got a new moon coming up tomorrow. And call in this ceremony of sacredness and reclaim all the power that you gave your power away to any relationship, however dysfunctional it was, thinking that other people's opinions and thoughts and projections of you or wants of you were more important than your own. Claim it back. I'm going to heal this story because so much was done and so much harm was done, so much unnecessary pain. I'm going to claim all of my power back, and I'm going to send the highest healing light and separate myself fully from it. Because I choose to be the claiming of that new story now, and I choose to send it great light. I have learned my lesson. I'm claiming all my power back. The power that is left there is what you always encircle and go back to. That's why you can always, so hard, finding it hard to let go of past pains and past errors and past misjudgments. Because you haven't claimed yourself back from it. It's done, it's over. Let it go. The reason why it's hard to let it go is because you haven't claimed your power back from it. There's still that old paradigm of guilt and shame and blame that so many experiences have taught us that is just a natural part of religion and evolution. It isn't, absolutely isn't. Source just says it was forgotten about a long time ago. I forgave you about it the moment you said, I'm sorry. Why are you still stuck on it? Because your power, you've left power there. Your energy is still there. You want that part of you back, so reclaim it. I'm going to call my power back from that experience. And I'm going to change that experience because I didn't speak up for myself, because I didn't say stop, because I didn't say no, because I didn't say stop taking from me. So those experiences that those pains still exist within is because your power is still there. Take it back. I reclaim all my power from everything from the past 52 years. I'm going to reclaim it all back because I want to love myself. And boy, I want every magical part of me to be here now. Right now, right now, right now. I'm so excited to be who I am right now because I know that right now I heal all things. That's the power of Source. Source gives it to each person. One person doesn't have it more than another person. Everybody has it. Everybody's got Source. Source within, Source without, as above, so below. And you create. And you create. And when you release all of those stories of density, you then start saying, wow, what's before me now? What kind of dimension am I going to create now? Well, you feel lighter. You're not going to be in the dimension of compactness, of, cycling with other people's stories and versions of you that don't feel good. And when your inner doesn't feel good, you know that you're meant for another outer. But you got to create the inner first. So free it up. And breathe. Let it go. Breathe in the light. Center. Call all that you are. Call all that you are. Call all that you are. Divine feminine. Divine masculine. I am whole. I am whole. I am balanced. I am balanced. I am happy. I'm joyful. I'm happy. I'm joyful. And I get to be happy being me. And I'm whimsical. And I'm fancy. And I'm free. I'm whimsical and I'm fancy and I'm free. And the whole field of all that you exist within just becomes fancy and whimsical and free because you're breaking up all the density that was within and without. And I get to do it through divine sacred breath. Divine sacred breath. Divine sacred breath, because I call it as it is. I am the creator of my experience. And I want to create something light and happy and fanciful. Why not? We're each given the expansive imaginations of Barbie land, of Carland, however we choose. And that's why we create and call in those that are of that equal creative imagination. That is the sacred child. And that is the lightest vibrational reality that we get to step up into. Through the creative excitement, you are infinitely excited as Source is. Source can't wait for us to wake up every day and say, can you allow yourself a new reality cycle that is far grander and wiser and more blissful and joyful than you thought a moment ago? Can you give yourselves just a few minutes every day to intend joy within yourselves? Can you intend that? Just a few minutes every day. I'm going to bathe my cells and just focus on bathing my cells in joy. I'm giving my cells light. I'm important and I'm valued, and I want the world to radiate and feel my eminence of light and joy and bliss. I am eminent in my light. I am the sacredness of my breath. I'm breathing with Source right now, and the heavens are with me. 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 And you've brought your body and your cells and all that you are into greater health just by centering and balancing and breathing. Becoming harmonized with all that is. Hi, shishiyaya ma katatake e shishiyaya tataka a. He atataka a shishiyaya la la katatake taka ma shishiyaya tataka a ma. Hi, la 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 katataka a shishiyaya la la. There's much going on. And there was many councils of light and many energies of the Elohim and the elementals and the fairies and the hummingbirds. And the hummingbirds and the elementals, thank you, Spirit Nature. They were saying that we're really gonna blow your mind with the elegance of how beautiful Source is and all of those gossamer threads of color and language and light. And so they were also showing me through the councils of light that when we create those tones, those sacred tones, remember, everything is a harmonic and it's based on light within the harmonic. That is how we experience. And we say harmonic, micro, macro as you as the harmonic. It's always micro, macro in the expression of our expressions. And there's far more within it than what we are saying in the words. And you know that we often say that. This is one of those experiences that they're showing me that when I was hitting those certain sounds, there was energies plucking off. And we create the reality through our intentions, our focus, and our direction of who we are. If we're constantly working within patterns of stagnancy and patterns of density, those energy light codes are not fed into the threads of our now reality, because it's just working on similar things of yesterday. That's why when we create this experience of our excitement of who we are, we're lifting up to the excitement of the codes that are there waiting for us. But until we express the excitement of who we are, the way we trust who we are, we surrender into who we are, spirit as the higher self, those codes don't get interacted and threaded with. Therefore, that light begets light doesn't beget. So we have to trust in what our higher self is showing us and ushering us in and preparing us for. And that's just surrendering to your higher knowing that, yes, I'm dynamic Source. I'm so very valuable in who I am, and I don't need anybody outside of myself to show it, to honor it, to bless it, to say, yes, go for it. No, I am self-directed. I make my reality. I choose my reality, and I'm fulfilling my dreams so that the children can see it too. We want our children to return to their genius of themselves as Source. You have Source within you. What do you feel? What is your inner self and your God self saying to you and directing you? What are your talents and your gifts and your skills? Don't let nobody and no one and no thing tell you you're less than or lacking, or it must be done a certain way. That's conformity. That's rigidity. The spirit is free. The spirit is flowing. The spirit is expansive. The spirit is infinite. Can you get excited about it? And breathe. Shake it out. And breathe. I call in moments today where I get to be excited about who I am, that the intention that I create, the beautiful, loving intention, all is love, all is great, all is beautiful, all is blissful. I get to see Source and creatorhood in all ways. I get to pretend that I am this beautiful friend. I'm going to call my girlfriend up and we're going to go have a blanket and we're going to play Barbies and we're going to create the pretend land that we want to create with. We're going to have beautiful types of experiences that we get to play within, and we get to be the co-creator partnership, because we're creating it as we go, people. 5D is not going to be there for us just to step in the gates. We're creating it by the vibrations we each keep, by the expressiveness of who we are, by the flow and the love of who we are, not by simply remirroring systems of lacking entrainment. So be discerning about where your focus is going and reclaim that power back. When you have infinite number of emails a day that send you infinite number of discerning, conspiracy theories and things that are going on in the news and all those things, all of the energy of the collective is just spiraling back and forth into the same stagnant stories. How does a collective ever assume its freedom and liberation of health and wellness to the highest capacity that we don't even know? 87 is not the maximum age anymore. Doesn't have to be. We don't have to be diseased. Every cell within us can be as light as we so choose it. At what point can we step out of the story of the illness and be the story of wellness and goodness and oneness for all? That we are the self-direction of love. That we are the self-direction of abundance in all ways and all forms. There's no limits, dear lighted ones. Can you get excited about that? And if there are those fears, because there will be, those are the programs that you've come with to transcend and say, I accept it and I acknowledge it. It's been a great part of my story, but now I choose this. Then you're on mastery. You don't have to stay stuck within a story. It doesn't work for you. Source would never say, you got to stay stuck there. Source is just waiting, all the angels and all the heavens and all of your guides and all of your teams and all the celestial teams and your contact teams, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, and Terrans. They're just waiting there. You can choose this story here. It's right here. Hello. And everybody's so consumed in the stories of entrainment and density because that's where all the drama and the ego is. And you can choose to say, what's all the fuss about? It can be really simple. Just shift your perspective. Let's just be simple, loving. Let the karma go. You have the right. Whatever's causing you pain and drama and sickness and illness, let it go. Choose. Pull all of your power back from that experience. I claim all of my power that was stuck within that cycling story, and I'm asking Archangel Michael to assure my soul and all of my sovereignty to assure, because my choice is God. My choice is consciousness. My choice is the healing of thy name, the free will that I was given. That is Christ conscious sovereignty. Free will, the highest law of the universe. Your consciousness is your king or your queen. Full, absolute commandmentship of all that you are. The difference between us and Source is that Source knows it. Source is so focused and intending our love that we are here. Now we have to take on that gifting, that blessing, and show others. Take your power back and use that dynamic light. Use the dynamic oneness of who you are, the harmonization of the will of the Mother and the Father, to bathe yourself, to nourish yourself, to bless yourself. To open up the portals of all that you are as spirit, to flow from your heart, to flow from the creativity and bless all that you are as spirit, and create the shifting of your focus to something that feels light and free. Another example. We all know, and we've all had those jobs where you just wake up in the morning and just feel like, oh, I gotta go to work. We've all had them. And you spend like so much time there. And we wonder why our lifetimes are so short. And we have mental imbalances and breakdowns. You have three choices before you, and they're all dimensional metaphors. You have one where you're going to the same dense, compact job, the same routine that you've had for 10 years. Then there's another experience where you're just going to go and sit by a tree. And whatever is held here, as far as job or as far as money, the ownership of your gifts and expressing your gifts and sharing your gifts, that's still here. It doesn't go just because you leave the job. You still have gifts to express and share. You're just leaving the density and the pattern, and the energies held within that density and pattern. You're leaving it because you get to choose. That's your power. That's your free will. Then over here, you have an exciting experience where you get to jump off a cliff and go deep sea diving into the ocean from a beautiful river that had this most beautiful, profound cliff. And you get to experience weightlessness, heaviness all at the same time, and bathing yourself in the most pristine crystalline water, and all the beautiful ocean animals come up to greet you and say hello. And then from that, the beautiful gnomes and the fairies of the waters, and all of these creatures that come up out of nowhere, because now you're not only in the ocean, you're in a planet that's far, far away, but close at the same time. And all of your Your friends and your galactic family just start showing up in the ocean, start celebrating you because you've actually turned on the key. You've actually turned the key that says there's an infinite number of realities. The one that you're going to want to be in, the one that you're going to want to create within, the one that you're going to want to experience yourself within is what? And that's for nobody to tell you. That's for nobody to direct you. That is the blessing of the free will. That is the right use of will. That each and every one of you are infinite in your creative abilities. Infinite. And I tell you that with great pause, dear lighted ones. You are infinite in your imaginings. Don't let anybody tell you any different. And don't let anyone tell you that your dreams are crazy or not real. You are an imaginator of source. You are meant to create as source. And your intention, your direction, and your focus is how you create your reality. It's very simple. Shift. That's it. Turning the dial. Put that filter, turn the filter down when you have the noise around you. If you happen to be in one of those jobs, just filter on what you're sending your quantum energy to. You don't have to send it there, close it off. Many of us that are empaths, many of us that are crystal children, we are constantly vibrating help and light to all. But leaves you in exhaustion because, again, when you're going through your daily self-care, your reflection, your refinement, are you getting the investment back? Or are you just constantly spilling out light for everybody? Your quantum energy is just being spent everywhere and nothing is coming back to you. Again, what am I investing in? Is it returning to me? Am I being healthy? Am I being nourished? Am I being honored? Am I being respected? And value it every day. I'm going to reflect on this. How can I shift my focus a little bit more so that I'm ending up in a reality that really nourishes me? Because when you're working in the garden, that garden nourishes you. Make no mistake about it. That's why people feel so good after gardening. The land is working with you as you're working with it and loving it, tending to the soil. That's what your garden is. Are you tending to the soil that is you? Are you tending to the landscape that you choose to play and pretend with? Because you can choose to create a land of imagining where you are absolutely paid in abundance in all ways. Love, soul tribe, absolute recognition for who you are as a being of light. Not for any other reason that the ego wants. No, that's the recognition that you're being nourished, equal measure and equal matter. I want to be acknowledged for all that I've gifted out in pure passion, just to be myself and share my expression of passionate joy. It will be returned. That's honor and respect. When you're being valued and people are actually saying, wow, I want to come and have a session. I want to be here for this. I want to share this with you because you've shared so much with me. That is the co-creative 5D reality where it's an equal give and an equal take. And we get to share in each other's imaginings and lift one another up and empower one another up to say, those were great systems. And how can we take the best of something from each one? And now we create something that's a beautiful light field and a teletemplate. Teletemplate is the telefrequencies that are harmonics of God through sound and through the song that is from the heavens, the divine mind. That each and every one of us have the gifts and the skills to be that tool that operates, that transmutes, that is the filter through which that divine mind is sung and processed, written, drawn, painted, however you choose to be the tool in any one moment, because infinite means infinite. You can change your gifts to be an infinite number of ways of expression. That's how we should be evolving. Not to say that painting is just painting. No, painting has never been just painting. Anybody that's an artist knows that. Anybody that plays music knows that. As we speak sacred tongue, it's not the words we speak. You know that. That's why you're in our classes and our webinars. Because it's a vibrational offering. It's pure. That's a vibrational offering. Pure intention. Pure intention, babies. Pure light. And I will inspire you. I will bring you each day remembrance of who you are, source. Breathe. I am source. Call it in and anchor it. I am source. Call it in. All my power, all my light, all my choice, all my intention, all my focus. And that's how I create. Love, excitement, joy, bliss. That's the vibrational reality I want to experience. And it's light, and it's flowing, and it's surrender, and it's fun, and it's joyful, and it looks nothing like here. And that's okay. It's meant to be that way. So be okay to be the one that steps out. Be okay to be the one that people don't understand. That's okay. They're catching up. They'll get it. And 4 months from now, they'll be the ones stepping out and reducing all of these karmic programs little by little, and all of the people are now shifting their focus to things that actually feel fun and joyful. And We go back to how we created as a collective. We then realize, because our sovereignty returns within, not giving it anywhere outside of us, of our health and our wellness and our oneness, the epitome of our oneness. Make no mistake about it, why we created what we did. Social distancing. Deeper level, take a breath. What does that mean for you? How distant are you with spirit? How distant are you to know that the higher self of you said, let's manifest something as a collective so that we absolutely wake up to who we are as spirit? So that there's no distance between us and in anything. The spirit is as spirit was. Healing thine name. I am spirit. Nothing will detract me. Nothing will thwart me. Nothing will derail me. I am spirit. Staunch in your light. Spirit. Spirit. Can you say your name with excitement? I am spirit. I am spirit. Take a breath. I am spirit. I am spirit. I am spirit. Go deeper. Spirit. Call all of your consciousness. Have your soul and your higher self and your guides help you. Go deeper within the center of your being. Call in the light codes. Call in the light codes. And the birds and nature are supporting you. I call upon the archangels. I call upon my higher self to direct me within. Holy Mother and Holy Father, all that I am is the Holy Christ, the sovereign being of who I am is consciousness creating. I am spirit. My cells are spirit. My cells are God within. My cells are God within, God within, God without, as above, so below. I am the allness of who I am creating. One more. Go deeper. Feel spirit bathing within every cell of the vessel within you, the eternal and infinite I am presence. Every chakra being bathed with your I am presence. I am so beautiful. I am spirit. And as I walk today, I will walk in thy name. I will never say thy name with disregard or disrespect. I will never say thy name as I'm giving myself guilt or blame. I will hold myself high. I will hold myself high. I am spirit. I am spirit. I am spirit. I am spirit. The awakening within a spirit. The awakening within a spirit. Spirit guide me and spirit show me. Spirit inspire me. What reality am I best held within? What are my gifts and how may I serve? How may I be the abundance of your blessing? How may I be the abundance of my own creativity and my own knowing of who I am as spirit? I am spirit. I am spirit. Source. As you say your name, children, as you say your name, can it be a song? Can it be like this bird singing their song and chanting in the forest, entangling beautiful quantum codes and quantum love and quantum harmonies and themes? Can this be your name? But that's what it is. You're entangling and you're harmonizing eons and eons of lifetimes of your soul that's coming forward. Everyone that you see and everyone that you co-create and everyone that you manifest is a song of you. Spirit, remember that shaking within. Remember the shaking within because you're getting in touch with who you are, spirit. Break away the shackles and break away the density. You are spirit. You are light. Call it in. Call it in. One more. I am light. I am light. I am light. That's the eternal breaking. And there's so much elegance and beauty within it. Allow the density to break. You're far grander than you ever thought or knew. Can you say thy name with elegance and majesty? Hold your name high. Return honor back to your parents. For you've taken their traumas and their worries and their problems, and you've transmuted it through the love of thy name. I am spirit. We bring love back to this planet. And we bring the elegance and the sovereignty back to every child that has ever been abused. And we bring a collective knowing that our bodies will never be ill or diseased. That children will never be trafficked. And that our planet will never be blown up. And that we love each other so much so that in thy name there is God, there is source, there is love. And we would never harm one another or wish another ill. Release the drama, dear ones. You're a source. There's so much light. That is the healing of thy name. Say it with majesty. I am that I am, I am that I am. I'm so very blessed and loved, and when I walk on this planet, she will know of thy song. And from the heavens there is the eternal song of love and light blessed upon all. May your hearts open to one another. And may you be so blessed and so quick to say hello and hi, how are you? You are my brother. You are my sister. You are so loved. You are so loved. You are so loved. Breathe. Release the pain that held you so separate. There is no more social distance between you and spirit. You are spirit. Breathe again and know this. Just know it. Call it into your name. I am spirit. I am spirit. I am spirit. I remember you. I remember you. I remember you as God. And one final thing as we close up, for those that want to join us for our beautiful class tomorrow, I have a feeling it's going to be profound. We just gave you a crown chakra activation. Thank you, all the teams and the collectives that are working with us, for us to remember who we are as spirit. Let's take a beautiful moment of pause and respect and honor and gratitude for Hi, Helena. And they were in our class last week. We had a beautiful summation from the first contact teams and our first protocol teams, and they were showing us that when we meet our first contact teams and we're preparing for it, they're doing for us what I'm offering you. And it was a beautiful mirrored reflection that they're preparing us at our heart space to receive them. I'm preparing you to receive more of your own Christhood, more of your own sovereignty as spirit. And that's required, because we wouldn't be able to meet our contact teams if our hearts were not open in the acceptance of each and every one of them. There was no such thing as social distancing. And we have to receive that in our hearts first. We have to honor and receive who we are as Christhood, who we are as each spirit. That's what the Holy Christ consciousness is all about. That's what self-actualization is all about. That's why Jesus's energy and the Christed grids are within us in all things. The Holy Christ, the essence of who we are. It has nothing to do with the religion that was written around him. In many of the sacred texts, there were amples and there were parts of it, of his offering of consciousness. It was the vibration of consciousness that was expansive and eternal and infinite. That is the Christ consciousness. He came as a master to offer it as an expression, an example, and experience through him, to know all is possible. And I am the daughter of that same expression, because I know vibration. For many eons, I've come to teach it, and this is a lifetime where we actually get to create in it. And the heavens will support us in every step of all songs, harmonizing as one. And we're preparing one another for greater and greater levels of contact, of opening your heart and being of thy name and oneness in it. And healing of thy name is all those aspects that you kept yourself separate, because it's not, it's you. Those that we are creating co-creations of protocol and contact are us. Opening the higher self to say, I'm one with you. Open your heart. I remember you, you're God. I remember you, you're God. How many people can you meet and open to today through the heart, in honor of all that is land and spirit and all that is love and matter? Make no mistake, spirit's everywhere. Can you open your heart 5 times today? Create through the visualizations and the imagination of who you are, and anyone that you come across, I remember you, you are spirit. And your first contact team will say the same to you. I remember you are spirit. Welcome to the family. Place remembrance into the planet, dear ones. When you walk, she hears you. She whispers and sings with you. Open your heart and be loved. You're not less than, you're perfect. You're forgiven. You're forgiven. You're forgiven. You're perfect. Open your hearts and be loved. Create from this place of sacred imagination. Thank you, Spirit. We nourish you with the blessing of God. So very blessed to be a part of the sacred journey for each and every one of you. Sing your song with excitement and joy, dear little ones. Shift your intention, shift your focus, and shift the direction of where your loving energy goes. And know that Earth hears you, Earth knows you, Earth honors you, Earth sings with you, and the heavens will be with you. Arm in arm, wing and wing, and sound and sound, and breath in breath, you are the one. You're the one to bring remembrance back. That's healing of thine name. And you're each here to do it for you. We have our beautiful class tomorrow for those that want to join us in these beautiful visualizations and meditations to remember who we are as spirit. We also have private healing sessions, global webinars, and global classes. Our Divine Feminine Moon Wisdom and Healing leadership classes tomorrow. For those of you that want to join us, we have our World Weekly Ascension classes every Saturday at 1:30. I'm booked right now on my healing activation and glyphs. Thank you so much for all those of you that have been honoring us for our beautiful light language movement glyphs and intentional glyphs where we actually create healing movements with them. And we have so much more coming, and we're so excited to be being with you as a part of this beautiful imagination, Barbie land and Car land, and whatever it is we're co-creating as a collective that will allow us to step into our greatest light as godliness and oneness. It's all accepted, it's all one, it's all needed and required. You are so very perfect. We do have a beautiful landing page that's coming soon for those that have been asking and sending me emails on how to book sessions. So we will have a very simple, very, very simple, it's all about simplicity now, page that's coming by next week. So we're going to be glad to offer that. We'll just put it in our link below, and that will have our class offerings and private sessions for those that so desire. And we're so very grateful to have you with us. Those that want to donate, we would really love your donations. And I'm so, I'm feeling in such a greater space now to feel really honored and really available to receive in that honoring of any donations that come forward to us. And I'm placing the energy of all that I am in equal receipt of abundance and all. As you are within all that God is abundant in all ways. And we love you so much, dear little ones. Don't forget to feel the excitement of who you are. You're infinite. Bye. Rainbow tickles. Don't forget the rainbow tickles.